What's up, everybody? Me and Rodney are back with another knee-jerk reaction review. This will be one of two I'm doing with Rodney. I thought I was going to be doing two by myself, but Rodney likes to see every movie on the face of the earth the day they come out. He also has two reviews that he's coming out with, if they've not been released before this, in The Protege. And then, of course, as Tyler's cracking up murdering people on the couch, the Grand Theft Auto 5. But he saw and reviewed The Protege, and he did Night House.
Night House, yeah.
Wish I would have saw The Night House. Protege, I'm meh on. But one of the two movies I watched is Reminiscence. So we're going to send Reminiscence right at you real quick. This is a movie that really has an intriguing concept. I could tell by the trailer I was in for a fucking ride, dude. I thought it was going to be an awesome flick. I was really excited about this. And you know what? It didn't really get the hype marketing-wise that I thought it would. So I was even more intrigued because I'm like, is this going to be a sleeper hit even? Well, let's find out. I'll come out and say it. I think this movie was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. The concept, as you said in our review where we started and everything was going to shit, I think it's like the first time we've ever stopped a review. I was like, I got to cut it. You were saying basically it was kind of like Gemini Man and how you felt about that. How the
I thought it was too ambitious.
Yeah, the concept was like too big and too much for its own good. It never felt like it fully fleshed out what it was capable of, I think. And basically, it's your classic, you know, going back in time type of movie. But while I didn't love it as much as I wanted to, I will say it did kind of make its own stamp in this genre, I think. Like, when I watched this, I felt like I was watching something original. It didn't feel like it was stealing too many things. Even though it's doing a lot of the same beats of other movies, I was thoroughly invested in what was going on and what it could become. But in the end, I don't know, man. It kind of made me feel empty. Like, I don't know if that's what it was. Like, there wasn't enough life pumped into it, and maybe all the ideas didn't fully reach that peak that I think they really could have done. I think some characters were severely underused. Mainly the main guy I was hyped about for this movie, which you might think I'm crazy, but I'm a big Daniel Wu fan. Daniel Wu. I felt like he could have been in the movie a whole lot more. Also, of course, what's the other dude's name? I know Cliff Curtis.
Oh.
Cliff Curtis. I thought he'd be in the movie a little more. It's not that they don't have their sections. They have their little pieces. It's good, but I feel like if they were to utilize the bad guys and the things of that nature a little more, it would have held on to more stakes. Because the whole movie, you're trying to find out who this girl is. And while that's fine and dandy, I feel like I needed like the bad guys to be in the mix a little more to, you know, kind of flesh that out. Maybe make me forget about the things that they didn't flesh out quite all the way. It's not that necessarily there's plot holes, but you are feeling in this movie, even though it's a spectacle and some parts just fucking hit, that they're not reaching their full potential. And it's beautiful to look at in spots, too. I don't know how you feel, if there's any other things you like to
pretty
add
much
on.
the same. Just like the level of what they were trying to achieve versus what they did achieve. Like you're saying, this is not a pile of shit. This movie is not a pile of shit. This is definitely a one-time watch movie, in my opinion. Definitely watch it when you get the chance. You might think something different of it, on maybe something we missed. But as far as I go, it's a one-time watch for me. Hugh Jackman, I'll always watch anything he's in.
Got to.
But yeah, it was a little too ambitious for its own good for me, kind of like how Gemini Man was. And it being the co-creators of Westworld.
Yeah.
And Westworld's a great show.
I've actually never watched Westworld, but I've heard nothing but praise,
it's great. So I think maybe if this might have transitioned better as a TV series rather than a movie.
I could maybe see
to flush more shit out, you know. So yeah, for me, I give it a 6. Like I said, I don't hate it. I liked it, but it's not one that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go see that again, you know.
Yeah.
So,
and I'll say this too: there's a few, not many, but there's maybe like a couple fight scenes. I think the fight scenes for like an American-made film,
Yeah.
I thought they were choreographed pretty damn well, actually. I mean, you're not expecting, you know, Donnie Yen or something when you got, you know, Hugh Jackman, and I won't say who's fighting in this scene or that scene. You know, obviously, I feel like I kind of did give that away. It's not Daniel Wu because he knows how to fight. But you're watching it, and you're just like, dude, like, man, like, this actually isn't that bad. Like, it's pretty good. I was actually kind of surprised by it. You know, I believe the fighting, you know, is pretty fucking awesome. And like I said, the big thing with Daniel Wu, I thought he was really underutilized. I actually really liked his character in this movie when he was in it. Very cool fucking dude. Deserves more roles like this, but deserves more screen time. I felt the same way in Tomb Raider. I was like, yes, didn't lose in this. And he was just kind of background.
I still swear by Tomb Raider. And people, they shit on it, but I still
Yeah.
swear by Tomb Raider.
Yeah, me too. So what's your score for this movie?
I give Reminiscence a 6. Just an even, solid 6. It was a good watch for the one time, and you know what I'm saying.
One
I'll
time
recommend
for
it
the
to
one time.
people to watch it once, you know, but it's not a movie I love or anything like that.
Yeah, I will give Reminiscence a 6.8. And, you know, I almost wanted to give it a 7, but again, it's a lot of those things we harped on. It didn't fully reach that potential. And, you know, I give it credit for, you know, the few fight scenes. I thought they did a good job with it. I think the actors were good, but again, they were a little bland at times. And the underutilization of some characters I wanted to see more kind of held it back a bit. But I mean, overall, dude, like I said, it kind of made its own stamp. Like I thought this movie ran the risk of like feeling like a lot of other movies in this genre, but it felt like its own thing. So I got to give it credit for that. And for those little bits of credit, also those dialed back credits, I evened out at a 6.8.
I figured it was going to be a Inception vibe movie,
Yeah.
but it was more of like a original Blade Runner vibe to me. Like it was more of the you know, Rutger Hauer and I keep wanting to say Mel Gibson, Harrison Ford,
Yeah, there you
the
go.
first Blade Runner. It had more of those kind of vibes than it did like
Yeah.
this, which surprised me. And
And
I
I think it's a one-off watch too, but maybe the concepts will flow a little better for me later on. Maybe they will be a little more fleshed out. Either way, solid flick. Wasn't what I wanted, but it's worth a one-time watch for sure. 6.8, 6.0.
6.0.
Oh.